13-6 was the score as the Steelers walk out with the victory over the Denver Broncos. This did not feel like a close football game at times. The Steelers went out there. They had a lot of opportunities to put more points on the board, but penalties knocked that out of range. It was one play in particular. George Pickens makes a crazy catch. He keeps himself in bounds. He gets the touchdown. Unfortunately, Van Jefferson gets called for offensive pass interference, and they had to settle for 3. That would be the last time the Steelers would score points in this game. What I have to say is that Justin Fields has played very well. Has he went out there? Has he lit up the board? No, but he's playing winning and efficient football. And I'm going to find it hard for the Steelers to push Russell Wilson out there. I still want to see how Roman Wilson will look as a number 2 wide receiver. They're struggling right now in the receiving department. And one thing about Arthur Smith, since he has been an offensive play caller in the NFL, the passing concepts have never been the best, but they have always been able to run the football. Even with the Atlanta Falcons, their run game was decent, but with the Tennessee Titans, they always had a strong run game. You look at Jaylen Warren, who was healthier this week. If you remember last week when they picked up that victory, he was dealing with a hamstring injury against the Atlanta Falcons. So they had Cordell Patterson to come in and pick up some of the slack for when Najee Harris had to come out the game. Jaylen Warren is the juice. He's the fastest running back on the team. Najee Harris is a sledgehammer. And what you saw today, Najee Harris, 4 carries on average, 17 attempts on the day for 69 receiving yards. That is going to get it done. Jaylen Warren, 9 carries for 42 yards, 5 yards a carry. That's going to get it done. Pat Freiermuth was the leading receiver. He had 4 catches for 39 receiving yards on the day. George Pickens looked good. George Pickens is a clear-cut number 1. It was only so much he can do because you know that they're going to be limited in passing. Mike Tomlin has said this over and over again since he has become the head coach with the Steelers. He wants to run the football and play great defense, and they've been able to do that within the last 2 weeks. Eventually, you're going to have to go out there and put up more points, and I do think that they can do that with Justin Fields if they take the handcuffs away. This is still an offense that is still dealing with injuries. Roman Wilson, I'm hoping that he can come in within the next couple of weeks, really next week. He's been dealing with that ankle injury since training camp. Maybe he comes in and he just looks like an average wide receiver at best, but it gives him another target that can go out there and help out George Pickens, because I can see teams doing this now. They will try to put bracket coverage on George Pickens. They will double team him, and hopefully you can have another guy that can go out there and win one-on-one coverages. Van Jefferson did have a special play late in the game. He got on top of the cornerback. The cornerback got called for pass interference, but he was able to beat him in one-on-one situation. That's a good thing to see. You have Calvin Austin III as well. The one critique that I will say about the Steelers, too many penalties in this game. They need to clean that crap up. It makes 0 sense for both teams, really. Both teams combined for 19 penalties on the day. 9 for the Denver Broncos, 10 for the Steelers. It's too much of that crap. Stop that. All the penalties, and they're costly penalties. Holding when Justin Fields is going out there and going against the blitz. Dan Moore Jr. was holding the defensive end. He delivers the football to Calvin Austin III. It goes for a first down. They called the playback. Now you're in 3rd and 23. So Justin Fields, don't let the box score fool you. He played very well, and he did good things against the Atlanta Falcons last week as well. I'm not saying that he's a franchise quarterback, but if they continue to win football games like this and they're being efficient because he's more explosive than Russell Wilson, you're going to have a hard time trying to put Russell Wilson back out there. And for next week, Russell Wilson's not going to be able to play. He's still dealing with that calf injury, and they don't want to rush him back out there. And that's the one good thing that Omar Khan has done. He went out there and got Russell Wilson basically for free because the Denver Broncos are still paying his salary. And you have Justin Fields for basically nothing, a late round draft pick. And they're both solid quarterbacks. But Justin Fields and that athleticism, with the ability to move inside and outside the pocket, and he's getting rid of the football quicker, this is the perfect system for him. Would I like for them to go out there and score 20 plus points in the game? Sure, but they don't need to. You got an offensive touchdown today with Darnell Washington. Justin Fields saw that he was one-on-one with a cornerback. He throws the football. Great accuracy on that play. Just a good matchup situation there that Justin Fields realized. And it was just a good play call by Arthur Smith as well. The offense is still lagging behind, but they're being efficient. If they just tone down those penalties, they'll be able to put themselves in better situations to score the football. And I do believe as the season progresses, the penalties will go back. That's usually how things go in the NFL. Teams are still kind of rusty right now. We're only 2 weeks into this thing. But so far, this offense looks better than it did with Randy Fichtner a couple years ago, and it dang sure looks better than what it looked like with Matt Canada calling plays. I can't say anything about it. They're winning football games. They're not turning the football over. It's a great thing to see. And even when Justin Fields does throw the football deep down the field, it's accurate. So I can't say too many negative things. The only things that I'm waiting for is to see how would the wide receivers look long term, and hopefully Roman Wilson can come into this lineup and he can be the game changer. Let's get to the fun part. Their defense. The Steelers' defense is amazing. Patrick Queen continues to be a very good linebacker. The thing is with the Steelers, their secondary has been in question over the last couple of years. Micah Fitzpatrick dealt with injuries last year. Their secondary was still up and down. But when Micah Fitzpatrick's on the field, he's one of the best safeties in the NFL. We saw that in today's game as well, just flying across the field. We saw Patrick Queen have another good game. Deshaun Elliott, very good player as well in this game. Dante Jackson was in and out of the lineup. He got injured, came back in, got injured again. When he's on the field, he is very good opposite side of Joey Porter Jr. They had a great game plan. They put all the pressure on Bo Nix. They stopped the run game, and they forced that rookie to go out there and face Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt. And they were screaming in his face. TJ Watt walked away with a sack, the same with Alex Highsmith. As long as both of those guys are healthy, you're going to be in close football games because those are game disruptors, especially TJ Watt. That's the best defensive player in the NFL. To hold the Denver Broncos to 6 points, that's a great thing to see. And the Steelers could have easily went out there and scored another touchdown. This game wouldn't have been as close. I understand that Bo Nix is a rookie, but what they were able to do last week against the Atlanta Falcons with their playmakers and the halftime adjustments by Coach Tomlin and by the defensive coordinator, Coach Austin, you love to see that. And in order for them to go out there and to continue to win football games, the defense is going to have to still go out there and make key plays and have games like this. And they were able to have games like this last season. The Steelers made the NFL playoffs last year with Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, and Mitch Trubisky all starting games for them. As long as the offense can go out there, they can play conservative, they can run the football, and the offensive line's getting you downhill, and you let these guys pin their ears back, you're going to be in a very good situation. Joey Porter Jr., true number one cornerback, in my opinion. We're starting to really see how much he can shine. He had a very good day today as well. They kept the wide receivers in check. A lot of the numbers came down late in the game. For the first 3 quarters, the defense played very good. They did give up a big play to Josh Reynolds for 49 yards. The next thing you know, Trace comes in. He's a safety, comes out with an interception. I can't say too many negative things about the defense. The defense is a strong suit. The defense and the special teams. And the offense isn't bad. They're just lagging behind right now due to injuries and due to it still being in the early stages with Arthur Smith. You also had another interception that came late in the game. It was on the last play against Bo Nix to just stop anything crazy from happening over top. The defense, they have the veterans. They're one of the highest paid defenses in the NFL. When you have a defense with Cameron Hayward, TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, Patrick Queen, Joey Porter Jr., you want to see these type of things happen, and you want to see these type of games. Are they the most interesting games to watch? No, because if you like to see offensive points get scored, you're not going to see much of that in the Steelers game. And I told you guys in the preview and prediction video, the Steelers don't blow teams out. It's going to be rare to see them blow teams out, especially with how they play the game now. But if they can go out there, use time of possession, let the defense pin their ears back, they're going to win more games than they lose. Right now, they're in the soft spot of their schedule. The second half of their schedule, that's when you start to face teams like the Cleveland Browns. You face the Cincinnati Bengals, the Baltimore Ravens, the Kansas City Chiefs. You start to face those tough teams and the Dallas Cowboys. Considering how the Cowboys look today, the Cowboys will be on the road against the Steelers. That may be a W, but we'll see how that looks in the next month or so. With that being said, the Steelers walk out with the win over the Denver Broncos. They are now up in their division. They are up 2 games. They're undefeated so far. The Baltimore Ravens, 0-2. The Cincinnati Bengals, 0-2. The Cleveland Browns are 1-1. But let me know in the comment section below, how do you guys feel about this game for the Steelers, and how do you feel about the offense moving forward? This is the most interesting question. If the Steelers continue to win, should they continue to put Justin Fields out there, or should they flip the scene and should they put Russell Wilson out there? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, we want each and every last one of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. God bless. Peace.